Alright, I'm back with another one for Meet Your Maker. I'm gonna show you one of my runs. I was gonna pick one where I did excellent and I didn't die, but I was like, no, no. It's more fun to watch me die and crack up at it. So I'm gonna show you one where I died 6 times. Um, I remember this one because it was cool. It was a cool design, I believe. If it's the right one, I think it is. But yeah, let's check me out as I commentate my own deaths and how pissed off I am. All right, so here I go. Now this is you don't get my live reaction being pissed. Oh, I remember this one. I got so pissed at the end. Oh yeah, I remember this one. Okay, all right. So see, I got that slow pace. I got my double guns. That's the way I roll is double guns. You can have swords. I'm like, why have swords when I can shoot traps far away? And because I've designed outposts, I know how people like to design theirs, so it helps. So I'm like, okay. Now, whenever I see these damn cubes of lava, I just get super nervous. So I'm like, all right, somebody's gonna cheat and pull me in there. Oh, I remember. It's funny as I watch myself remembering how this thing went and how I died 6 times. I remember now. You'll see. I'll get to it. I don't want to spoil it. But yeah, going around the corners, I'm checking for traps. Again, I'm like, what's up with all these damn cubes? And there it is. Just like, wow, that's a short trip to the goal, right? Cool. I'm just gonna pick this up. I know there's gonna be a trap right there. Turn around, there's another trap. I'm good. And then I die. I'm like, what the hell just killed me? What the hell just killed me, right? Doesn't make any sense. And so right now, as the screen's paused, I was probably cursing like, what the hell just killed me? I can't figure out what the hell just went wrong. So I'm like, okay, all right, take two. Take two. So here I go. And I'm like, oh, what's this over here? Oh, this is the goodies. So see, I like the artistic way that it leaves you right there. And then I got. I was getting too comfortable. There was no traps before, so I was like, oh, it's just gonna be a trail of nothing. So he didn't put any traps in there. And correct, he did put a trap in there. So now I'm like, all right, let me go back in here. And now it's the principal. I gotta go to the end because I got killed in here. So the principal was like, yeah, I gotta go to the end. Right there. Gotcha. Now I'm gonna be a little bit more cautious because I knew it's a treasure. Up. Put some bombs right above the treasure. Nice. So whenever you hear that sound, that lets you know that you're close to the treasure. And you blow it up, you blow it up, and you get a whole bunch of stuff. It's usually a big like T with lights, and it just has a bunch of treasure for you. And the beautiful thing about it is the game won't let you block it per se. Like you can't. I mean, you could block it. Like if you build walls all around it and just be a jerk and have people not get it, you could do that. But like you can't put something on top of it. But you can wall it off if you're just inclined to waste resources to make sure no one else can get the treasure, I guess. But then why would I want to mess with you? I'm not gonna rate your dungeon high if it's like, oh yeah, I tried to get the treasure and it was literally impossible to get because he walled it off. Screw you, bad rating, right? And that's the thing, right? You gotta make the dungeons hard but also achievable. So yeah, like you might get 6 deaths off of me like this guy did or girl did, but at the end of the day I was able to get out. So it was hard, but if you put some thought into it, it's not impossible. And I think that's where it is. Now, I mean, I do think this one is kind of cheaty, but and you have to have a specific thing to win this one. So I don't like when it's like you have to be built. You have to be built with all the bells and whistles to win. And so there I go again. So this time I figured out like, oh, he's dropping those bodies through the acid in their blow up timers, self-destruct timers. So you could have it where the NPCs, if they die, they have a self-destruct switch on them, a dead man switch, and they'll blow up. And so, as you can see, there's no way for me to really escape this because it drops right down right where I am on both sides. So if I go forward, I'm gonna blow up. If I go backwards, I'm gonna blow up. And I'm like, this motherfucker. Like, who designed this shit? Like how the fuck am I supposed to get out of this? Like, as soon as I grab it, I'm gonna die. Every freaking time, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. And I'm like, okay. So what am I supposed to do? So then I'm trying to get the bright idea, like, okay, I'm gonna go through this, and when I grab it, I'm trying to run quickly. Yeah, that doesn't work. Because then I'm looking at the blood on the walls here, right? Now, I don't know how many tries I've figured out, like, it don't matter what happens, each one of these cubes has a guy that drops down with a dead man switch. So even though I ran fast enough, there is no way I can get out of this thing without blowing up, right? And that's kind of some BS, right? And that time I got by the trap instead of the bombs. But yeah, the blood stains remain, and they kind of give you the hint, like, oh, yeah, each one of these damn cubes has a dead man switch guy that's gonna drop out of the ceiling as soon as you grab it, as soon as you grab the gen mat. So I'm like, okay. So I think it's this run where I figure out what I need to do, but I screw it up, or is it the next run? So yeah, the blood on the walls is a giveaway. So I'm like, that's not my blood, because the blood remains if you die and stuff like that. So I think that part is cool, and it helps you learn. So I'm like, okay. Yeah, I tried to get slick with it, but now I realized what the one thing I could do to solve this. Like, it's unsolvable any other way, and that's where I'm like, dude, that's not cool. Like, because I have this item, I can get through this. Had I not had this item, there would be no way to get through this dungeon, and I'm not a fan of that. So it is beatable with an item, with the item. So if you're brand new and just had your starter equipment only, there'd be no way you can win this one, and you would just have to like tap out. But again, I don't think it's as cheaty as some other ones I've been through. It's cheaty because it needs an item, but if you had the item, it's easy. So that's why it's okay, and I kind of liked it at the end of the day, because I was like, oh, okay, I had to use my brain, and once I used my brain, I was like, duh, why didn't I think of this before? And that's the item right there. It's called it's a Phoenix item, so I could die, but I respawn right back where I was, right? But at that point, all the guys dropped and they all blew up, all over the map. So I'm free and clear now. There's no traps anymore because they all went off at the same time instead of dropping as I passed through. So since they all went off at the same time, I respawn with the item I used to respawn after a death, and I can just walk right through. Although I'm still cautious because I'm like, I don't know, was that the only thing he had? Did he have something else that's gonna drop out? I don't know. But so I'm still cautious because I don't know. Now I'm just shooting that stuff like, hey, is this live? Is this live? I don't know. And that thing be freaking me out, man. I be wanting to kill it sometimes because it just pop out of nowhere. And I see he did have a last minute trap. I can see at the bottom of the ramp. Oh, I missed it. Got a little closer. Get a little closer. There it is. And then I'm like, okay, is it one of those traps where once I get outside, I'm dead? Nope. I'm alive. I'm alive. Go, 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 go. And that's it. So again, it needs the Phoenix revive thing to win. But once you do it, you just walk out. You just walk out. There's no other trap. So that's why I wasn't as mad as it being cheaty. I was like, okay, that was actually kind of ingenious. That you made me use my brain to like, hey, just respawn, and then you're good, dude. If you don't figure that out, you're never gonna make it out. You're never gonna make it out. You have to respawn, or you'll never make it out. So half of it's cheaty, but half of it's like ingenious. So I'm a side on ingenious because you can win. As soon as you figure out the trick, there's nothing else that it's done. You figured the trick. You're free to go. You're free to go. So that's me going through one of the dungeons. Thank you for the person that made that dungeon, and hopefully my explanation made sense. Maybe I'll do a live one so you can see me curse in real time. All right, peace.